I'm excited to be able to welcome on Northwestern commit and one of the top 150 guys to the episode. What's going on today, bro?
Pretty good. How about you, man? Nothing going on right now.
Absolutely, man. Well, first of all, before we get any further, man, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And so, Northwestern, why'd you choose Northwestern? Just take us through this decision process.
Really just, I'm really like a lot of people don't know about me. I'm actually a pretty good student. I think I have like a 4.1 GPA. And, all the schools that recruited me were really good programs and stuff like that. But, I just really saw that I could get a really good education and as well as, playing Big Ten basketball at Northwestern. And, just the coaches really, they kind of solidified just like a vision in me about how, like a guy that went through there a few years ago from Indiana, Brian McIntosh, he was really good, and he's actually on staff now. And they just kind of really said that they kind of have like a vision like that of me, similar. Both Indiana kids kind of, like grow up around basketball. And they really think that we could have the same, kind of impact on a program. And, it really like spoke to me. They think that, I'm that kind of caliber of a player. But yeah, just really, I feel like that's a school you can get the best of both worlds.
And you join a record-setting group of guys committing before you guys even start the next year of high school. And this is a special, unique, hopefully only one time class has to go through this, and that's obviously not going through the official visits, not playing your last year of AAU, and just doing at-home virtual visits. What went through this
Mm-hmm.
process? How did you kind of come to the conclusion of Northwestern with all the stuff going on?
Really just, like you said, you can't take visits or anything like that. So really just staying in touch over the phone and, Zoom meetings and stuff like that has really just been helpful. But I'm not gonna lie, like at the beginning it was kind of hard because like I was like, I really want to take on my visits. I really want to, do all the things that, I wanted to do before the virus. But, when I found out that really wasn't going to happen, I was just like, I got to sit down and, I might as well make a decision now because I always kind of really wanted to get the decision out of the way before my senior year, so I could focus on my last year. But I was just, in touch with the coaches a lot, and the players would text me a lot from there. So kind of felt like a family atmosphere, and I jumped at the opportunity.
And you're joining another guy in 2021, which makes you guys already a top 50 recruiting class in Julian. He's a guy that's under the radar, another elite player. Do you guys have a bond yet?
Yeah, we were both up there, kind of watching the Ohio State Northwestern games, and we
Mhm.
kind of met each other up there, and we've kind of been in contact ever since. Like, right before I committed, he was like texting me, and he was just saying like, "Hey, bro, join the family, make the move," and just doing that. That was really one of the only schools that had people, texting me on their team now. So that was really what stood out to me. And yeah, we've been chopping it up every day pretty much and just trying to, get to know each other as much as we can before we step foot on campus. We have a whole another year left, so we'll be able to do that.
And clearly, obviously, we know Northwestern had a little bit of a down year last year, a little bit of rebuild year with an 8-win season. And you guys
Mm-hmm.
have this 2020 class that has a couple of nice pieces. Obviously, Ty's a really good player, Matt as well. And
Mm-hmm.
now you and Julian, seeing some guys that are kind of have some big names, starting to get some ranked players in there. What's that like? What's going to be like kind of turning this culture around?
Yeah, just I think like you said, like kind of building it up is like what's kind of like the vision, and like that's kind of like I think all the guys that have committed there really think that's kind of what that would be cool to build up a program, a Big Ten program, even though like it's a really respected program, a lot it's kind of down right now,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been to the tournament once and stuff. Just kind of being able to do that would be really cool. All of us kind of have the vision of going there, building up the program, doing it in our own us and the coaches having our own team. Just we think that like it's different than going to a school that goes to the tournament every year. You're just kind of a piece of the chapter, but this, we can kind of set the foundation for a book. So that's just kind of what really is intriguing with us.
And your coach obviously is Coach Chris Collins. What's your bond like
Mm.
with him? How's your relationship grown during this time?
It's going really good because he was, he played for his dad and Doug Collins. My dad is actually my high school coach, so that was really big. Like we just really clicked right there at this from the start. We really got with the stuff that I go through is the stuff he went through when he was a player. So off bat we really clicked, and he would call me all the time. He just kind of it's kind of cool because he would check up on other stuff. Like he would check up on my summer school stuff, like classes, just everything that I'm doing other than basketball as well as basketball. So, kind of just spoke that he, is looking at me kind of like as a kid, not just like a basketball player. So that was really cool.
And we'll get more into the college stuff in a little bit, but you kind of brought that up, and that's your high school almost family legitimately. I mean, your dad's your coach. You're able to play with your brother now. Having this much family involved on the court, what's that like?
It's pretty cool. It's like just growing up with them because like my dad's always been a high school coach, so high school coaches they kind of move around a lot. So, I mean, I remember just sometimes your friends, you're not friends, like you make friends, but you're not friends with them for a long time because you end up moving. So, you really just with your brother a lot, and like we would butt heads a lot, but we love each other so much. At the end of the day, he's always been my best friend. So, just having him out there on the court, just with my dad it's just kind of like a family bond. So it's really cool just to be able, because like this is actually going to be my 6th year of high school basketball coming up. Because in Alabama, I played my 7th and 8th grade down there. Me and my brother, we both played varsity because we went down to a school that wasn't very good, and by the time we left, we were really good. So it was pretty cool. Just that family bond is always going to be there. So it's been dope.
And so, I mean, you just talked about that. You started playing in seventh grade. I've heard some kids start playing in eighth grade, but seventh grade, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how'd you kind of come from elementary school and get ready to go play high school basketball?
So the year before I went to Alabama, so it was 6th grade year, and we kind of moved up to a place it's called Hammond. It's it's a suburb. It's like kind of like a suburb of Chicago, and just playing against athletes and just kind of playing in the parks and stuff like that really just kind of builds you up. It kind of teaches you that you kind of got to grow up fast if you want to play competitive basketball. And when I got down to Alabama, I kind of envisioned I was like maybe I can play JV or maybe I'll just play middle school. But as soon as I got down there, our team wasn't very good. Like our high school was like 4-21 before we got there, and then so my dad was just like, "You're gonna have to play varsity." So we went up there, and then in 2 years we were like 22-4. So it was really cool, just kind of growing with him as a player and just with my brother. So that's just what led to it.
And now this upcoming season is going to be one of your first years without playing with your brother. Obviously
Mm-hmm.
graduated. I mean, seeing him now take his next chapter and you kind of becoming the go-to main guy overall now. What's it going to be like?
Mm-hmm. I think it'll be fun. It's a good challenge because, like, he's always been the like majority scorer. I
Mhm.
mean, he's a really good scorer. He can really shoot. So, like now, even though like I've been scoring a lot, like I might have to take another step, another notch up with scoring as well as everything else. Because one guy can't do it all. So, and I think we have a lot of young players that'll really kind of like shine this year. They've been working hard. So like I work out with them a lot. So I think it'll be fun, kind of just learn how to lead a team on my own. And just I think it'll be cool, like a learning process. If you really want to lead a team, it's got to be the little things. Like in practice, going hard,
Mhm.
teaching them, the right from wrong. So it'll be fun.
And I mean, you outscored him by a couple points this season. But as you said, taking away a guy that averaged 20 points a game, that's going to basically almost technically have 20 points open for people to have. And you're a guy more than capable of getting that as well as other guys on your team. But for you,
Mm-hmm.
what are you capable of? What's kind of the goal numbers you have set that you think you can go out there and average this next season?
Yeah, like I really don't like look at averages, but I definitely think that like, I really think that I could like kind of get up there in like the, high 20s or whatever. And then, my biggest thing is I really want to average like, at least like 6, 7, 8 assists, as well as like over 10 rebounds. Because I've always kind of been at those markers. And I just want to exceed them a little bit this year. So, like scoring, I think it'll go up, but my main thing is I really want to get the assists and the rebounds to go up as well.
And we go back a year or so ago, this wasn't necessarily the position you were in. You weren't a ranked player yet. You just started getting some
Mm-hmm.
spotlight in the past year, really broke out this past year with offers, rankings, and so on. What's it been like starting to get used to this now? Media attention, this overall attention.
It's been pretty cool because I mean like I've always been going into the gym when I was little, just with my dad and like my family, and I always thought it would be kind of cool to play at the Division 1 level and stuff. And then last summer I had a pretty good summer, and I kind of like got a few offers, and it was pretty cool. And then it like kind of died down a little bit, and I was like, I can probably make a decision now. At least I got one. As long as I have one, I'm blessed.
Mhm.
So but then school ball came, and I've had a pretty good year. And then just from there, kind of like took off. A lot of schools started showing interest and started contacting me, and then I think I jumped like 60 spots in the rankings at one point. And I don't look at rankings, and stuff like that, but it's always pretty cool just to say that you're the top 150 or whatever I am. So it's kind of cool. I always want to improve. It'd be cool to jump up again, but I'm just glad that this opportunity presented itself, and I'm here now. So it's been fun.
And for a guy to have that kind of breakout year is obviously a huge thing, and it's not easy to obviously have that. What would you say kind of led to that breakout? Was it something you changed workout wise, or what kind of just led to you being able to blow up and break out?
Just kind of like I think it was. I kind of realized that I'm getting older, and I only had like because in Alabama I was like I got 6 years. I can just kind of steadily grow. I can just improve a little bit each year. And then that one year I was just like, yeah, I got to improve a lot this year, and I got to take that final step because I only have so many more years left. So it's been just working out in the summers and stuff like that. Just kind of realized that now is the time to make the move, and it just happened.
And so you go through this course of the year, and as you said, your dad has been by you. He's been a coach his entire life as you've been born. And I know he's led, you talked about it before, I mean, leading you to workouts, waking up at 5 a.m., pushing you every day.
Mm,
Take us through how he's kind of helped impact and mold you as a basketball player.
yeah, just really, he's always been just teaching me that, like, you know, like with life and stuff, you have to go out and you have to earn it. And just, waking up at 5 and stuff, it just kind of prepares you for the real world and stuff like that. So every morning we would get up and I didn't want to go in at first. I mean, like waking up at 5 when you're in like the third grade, it's like, gosh, like I would rather get sleep. Like I got a spelling test, but he just, solidified from a young age that you have to go and put in the work if you want to get outcome. And so it's just been really cool because, everything that I'm doing now is because of him. So it's really been fun and just kind of going in. And I'm glad I have a whole nother year to go in there and put in work with him and stuff in the morning. So he's just really molded that you got to go get it. And I kind of live by that now. So,
And we always hear
yeah.
different stories, different sides of the downsides, the positives of having a father-son coaching relationship. How have you guys been able
Mm-hmm.
to balance what you guys do as a coach and player relationship as opposed to the dad and son relationship?
Kind of like, so whenever like we're at the gym or whenever we're like that, it's always basketball. And then like whenever we leave, it's usually like he drops that a little bit. We might talk about it for a little bit at
Yeah.
home, but it's just he becomes my dad. He stops being my coach. And like even if we're watching a game or something like that, he'll point out things to me, like because he's my coach and stuff, like trying to, stuff that I can take from other people's games and stuff. But when we leave the gym, he becomes my dad. So that's really cool how he just balances those two roles.
Mm-hmm. And you got one more year with him to be able to go out there. You guys had about a 20-win season this past season. I'm sure your goal would be to win state. What's it going to take to have
mm
your ultimate goals? What are all your goals for this upcoming year?
Definitely, like what it's gonna take is like whenever I would say that our goals for this year. So we won the conference the last 2 years, and I would want to do that again. So I won the conference all 3 years since I've been here. And then, winning sectional, of course, and then getting to state would definitely be our ultimate goal. And I think just to do that, that we need to, like, whenever they let us get out and start workouts, that just me and all my teammates just start going to workouts and, doing stuff after, not just like doing all of the stuff that the workout wants us to do or what the guidelines want us to do, like going out as a team, going to lift, going to run, just kind of bonding like that. I really think that we need to bond strong together if we want to have that kind of year.
And something special is you decided to commit on Father's Day. I mean, we've talked a lot now
Mm-hmm.
about you and your dad's bond. What was it like? Why did you choose Father's Day?
He's always been like, my biggest, like, just role model and stuff. So I just chose Father's Day because, I mean, it was the best time to just say thank you to him in a sense. And, he's always been there for me. So I might as well announce on Father's Day for him. I think that I committed like a few days before, like a week before. I was just like, I'm gonna hold it off till Father's Day because it'll just be that much more special. I think he appreciated it because I mean he didn't know when I was gonna do it, so like he knew that I had committed, but he didn't know that when I was gonna announce it. So I just kind of played dumb and then I announced it on Father's Day, and he really appreciated it. So it was pretty cool.
So did you just see the post, or did you just tell him that morning?
Oh, he just saw the post. I think I was like, I think I mentioned something about posting it, and then he was just like, oh, and then like he saw it, so it was pretty funny.
That's crazy. And I mean, I like you said, I mean, you kind of probably knew you were going to commit there for a little bit behind. You probably went to some planning into that. But before this
Mm-hmm.
whole quarantine, the whole Corona stuff happened, Did you kind of have a set date, or when were you kind of expecting to want to commit by?
Yeah, I always kind of really wanted to commit before my season, like my senior season started, and maybe even before the school year. But like I've always knew that I wanted to do one of those two things. Like if I can get it, like if I feel good about it before the summer is in, like go ahead and commit. Or if I feel like it, like I'll go on a few visits and then make it before my senior year starts, like the season. But yeah, I always kind of like thought that I wanted to do that. And then when the quarantine stuff came out, I didn't really know when I was gonna make a decision. But then like once we could start calling people again and they start calling us again, it just kind of clicked and I was ready.
And so, how long before you made your announcement, you posted it, did you know that you're going to commit to Northwestern?
That's a good question. I would say I've always kind of like had a feeling that I think it was my first time up there, and I was always like, yeah, this place is cool, and like it is kind of just special, and like but doing like it was hard. Like the hardest thing about the whole commitment thing is you got to call coaches and like
Hmm.
relationships you've built up, and you got to say I'm deciding to go here, like because I mean I've in like the other schools, I remember I was really close with a few head coaches and a few assistants. But I'm also really close to Northwestern too, so it would have been even harder, in
Yeah.
Northwestern and stuff like that. But that part was tough. But once I got that part out of the way, told everybody, that I'm thankful and with what they've done and stuff. And, I mean, it's been felt really good. So I would say that I've kind of always had a feeling. But then one time we are on a Zoom call and just they kind of like went through everything like what they envisioned me doing there and just looking at like slides of the academic side what the Northwestern education can do for you as well as their athletics and stuff. I just remember then I committed on the Zoom call and I was just like I'm ready, and then that was just from there, it's been smooth sailing.
Was it another school you were heavily considering or someone you were really close to?
Yeah, there was actually coach Western Kentucky. His name's Phil Cunningham. He used to be the head coach at Troy, and now he's at Western. And I remember like he was just it was just kind of one of those things. He's been there since the beginning,
Yeah.
and like it was just really tough because we have a friendship now that's totally doesn't even have like care about basketball really. So, having to tell him that I'm, not coming to Western, and then Steele, of course, Travis Steele, Xavier, he he's been there for a while too, and he's just always calling me. And we had a great relationship. Like, those two guys are really stung, because they're just, it's almost like they're like friends, family friends. But
Hmm.
you get like you just got to make the decision that's best for you, and I definitely feel that this one is the best for me. But it's just just things telling those guys that, and it's just the thought that you think they like that friendship's probably gone now or like relationships cut off and stuff. But I mean that's just how this world is really,
Yeah.
just how this like recruiting and stuff world is. But those two definitely hurt. But they were cool about it. They said that it's a great opportunity, and I'm glad that they said that because it just shows that they really respect me and they respect Northwestern. So, after I got that out of the way, it was really good.
That's awesome, man. And you got 1 year now before you step foot on campus, you get there.
Mm-hmm.
What's some things you really want to key in and work on in the next year before you get to
Mm-hmm.
campus?
Kind of really, one thing I really want to work on is just like kind of like building my body up to a Big Ten body because you hear a lot of stories about freshmen coming in and they got to sit a year or they got to get their body right. Hopefully, I'll be able to just get my body in enough shape where I can get it, ready to go before my freshman year starts. And I really just want to keep working on every aspect of my game because I'm about 6'6" or 6'7", and so you got to stay on ball handling stuff like that. You don't want to let it get like go away. So definitely want to work on like ball handling, agility, a lot of athleticism stuff, as well as keeping my shot right and just kind of overall game.
And your ultimate goal is to make the NBA, I can imagine, rather be after however many years it needs to take. But if you're there for 4 years, if you're there for whatever amount of years, by the time you leave Northwestern, what do you want that legacy to be? What do you want to say you were able to accomplish there?
I really just like that. This is question is actually one big reason why I chose Northwestern.
Hmm.
Like just kind of, I feel like if I can go to Northwestern, I just have a really good career. We win a lot of games that I'll be remembered longer than I would going to a different college that's really good every year, wins a lot of games and year in and year out. And I really think that for my class and the guys at Northwestern now. Like if we go there and we win a lot of games, then our legacy will be remembered for a long time at that school, and we'll be appreciated for a long time at that school. So I just really want to leave a legacy behind that, that I fought every day, that we kind of set a foundation of, a winning culture, and that, we were like the kind of titans to do that.
And a couple more things before I let you go. One is, I think we talked about, you have two guys now, you, Julian, in your 2021 recruiting class. Who else are you guys talking to? Who are some other guys that you guys hope you can kind of join your guys' class?
Yeah, definitely. I think Chris Simmons is Northwestern was just in his top 7. And then there's two that everybody in the country is after, but you got Christie and then you got Pat Baldwin. I mean, it would be cool to see any of those 3 guys like join us. So definitely trying to take all 3 of those guys, because any of them that want to join the family, it would be really fun, and looking forward to it. So those 3 guys for sure, definitely going to try to ring their phone some.
And you are on board now, as well as Julian. You guys kind of playing the recruiter role now. When you talk to some of these guys, you just talked about 3 of them. What's kind of your pitch to them? Why would you say that Northwestern is the school to go to as opposed to whatever option they might be looking at?
Definitely kind of like what I was saying was, you can go there and like you can be a big priority from just, coming in and with the right mindset and just trying to change the culture, or not even just change the culture, just get them back to what their culture used to be. Because, they've had a lot of young kids these last few years, and the coaches have done a great job coaching them. I think that this year they'll really be ready. So if we just join those kids whenever, because they'll be older and I think that they'll be doing some damage in the Big Ten. So if we can just join them, I really think that they can leave behind like a legacy that would mean a lot more to a school like Northwestern than it would to a Duke or a Blue Blood that has kids like that coming in now every year. So like definitely like I mean, it's a little different than like the John Morant kind of esque, but when he went to Murray State, Murray State thinks of him as Jesus now. So a kid comes to Northwestern, does the same thing that Ja did, something like that, just kind of changes, puts that school on a pedestal. I just really think that it would mean a lot more to them than it would to a different school.
Couldn't agree more, man. My last thing before I let you go is, when you talk about your overall legacy for you personally, both on and off the court, whenever you step away from this game of basketball someday, what do you want that to be? What do you ultimately want to remember for what you've done?
I just really want to like be remembered as like a good kid and good teammate. I was always there for my teammates, and I just always gave 100% effort, and I gave it my all on the court. And I just want to leave behind a legacy that, that I kind of earned it. Nothing was given to me, and that I just really went out there and I made it happen. Because a lot of people, sometimes, some people are just given more talent than other people and stuff like that. I feel like that I've worked for a lot of the stuff that, I'm good at now. So I would really just be able to leave behind a legacy that says that, I was a really good student athlete, played my hardest, and I left behind a good legacy.
Absolutely, man. Well, definitely appreciate you taking time to come on, my guy, and
No
congratulations
problem.
again.
Thanks.
Of course, man. Talk to you later, bro. God bless.
See you.